Hello, friend. What I'm about to tell you is not a secret. The reason for this communication is to tell you that you don't remember things as they were. Your recollection is different than what is real. Something in our reality is not right. This video addresses some of those concerns and has come to several conclusions. So, you took the quiz, and now you're scratching your head. You know these answers, right? Let's see, and feel free to look these up on your own. Is the famous actress's name Sally Fields or Sally Field? Fields, right? Wrong. And you knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that Darth Vader in The Empire Strikes Back was quoted as saying, "Luke, I'm your father." Even James Earl Jones remembered saying it that way.
"Luke, I am your father." I said to himself,
Wrong. Of course, when you were a kid, Curious George was a monkey, and he had a tail. Or did he? He did not. He's a chimp. Even though you might remember him hanging from his tail from objects like lampposts and trees, he did not. And sure, you remember that portrait of Henry VIII holding a turkey leg? Or do you? You don't. He didn't. It never existed. Ever tasted Jiffy peanut butter sandwich? Not in this reality. Remember that funny comedy with Sinbad where he plays the genie, complete with a pink and purple outfit? He's wearing a turban. Wasn't it called Shazam? No, you don't remember it, because it never happened. Hey, wasn't Chartreuse pinkish and red? Not today. It's a shade of green. Remember the show Taps? Taps was the name of the organization investigating ghosts, and according to everywhere, was never the original name of the show. It was called Ghost Hunters. And of course, everybody remembers the missing Lindbergh Baby. They never found him, right? Nope. You're wrong. You are definitely wrong all day long, son. He was found May 13th, 1932. Nelson Mandela, he died in prison back in the 80s, right? Nope. He became the first black president of South Africa in its first free election. How about Bible verses? Can they change? They haven't, they didn't. Not up until now, I guess. Billy Graham. I remember him dying around the time Ted Kennedy died. Right? Nope. At 99, he's still kicking. Who remembers Ed McMahon passing out checks to $1 million winners for the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes? Ed would travel across the country passing out $1 million checks. I've got news for you. He never worked there. He wasn't their spokesperson. It never happened. Ever. Many of you remember C-3PO being all gold. Many of you are wrong. He had a silver leg. Your heart used to be on the left side of your body. If you had a heart attack, chest pains would emanate from the left side of your chest. You would grasp your left arm and cling the left side of your chest. Yeah. The heart is behind the sternum and leans left. That is one of the most startling changes. Someone has managed to change humankind, and not just one of us, but all of us. Furthermore, did you know that Sri Lanka has moved on the map? That Fruit Loops used to be spelled with a UI instead of double O's? That Timmy never fell down the well. It was Lassie. That Looney Tunes was spelled with two O's and not Tunes. That Grease Lightning, it's automatic, it's systematic, and it's hydromatic. No, look again. It's not hydromatic. Because life was like a box of chocolate, where you never knew what you were going to get. Now, it's something different. Something that can be edited with devilish precision. Something that isn't the mirror on the wall, but a magic mirror for one controlling all. A clue from our gods at CERN. By the way, the witch in Snow White never uttered those iconic words, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all. That phrase never was ever uttered in Snow White. The line was magic mirror on the wall. We all remember it wrong according to skeptics and naysayers.
Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all?
What I have just given you are examples. Examples of something called the Mandela Effect. That which is a timeline shift that changes what we all commonly remember. Most of us remember clearly. We remember events of certain aspects of human history differently, apparently, than what they really are. We, as the human organism, do have a collective memory. It is like everyone's memory of their favorite cider mill. Even if a person has never been to a cider mill, there's always a collective favorite, and people always have memories of places that they've never been. That speaks to the awesomeness of the human brain. So, when something ends up changing, even in a way that makes little or no sense at all, or seems impossible to do, it takes more than the change itself to undo the collective memory. So, if we all remember people, events, landmasses, and the galaxy a certain way, how can these things change? What has the power to alternate reality and to make fundamental changes to the structural fabric of our reality? Some folks point to the LHC, the Large Hadron Collider at CERN in Switzerland, and some of the experiments that they are conducting are questionable, which there seems to be some merit to the claim. There have been strange anomalies above the collider, which have been documented on video. For example, vortexes have opened above the facility. know that CERN has discovered the Higgs boson particle, but at what cost? In order to create the God particle, they collided particles at near the speed of light and created tiny fractures in space-time by creating microscopic black holes. By breaking that barrier on this planet, only God himself knows what the side effects of such an event could be. There could be unknown consequences for opening up Pandora's box, but I don't think that the people who run CERN care about that. Let's go back to the Sally Fields example. Who remembers Sally's taking the Oscar in 1985 and saying, "You like me. You really, really like me." Well, it never happened. Ever. Not in this timeline. Sally seems to be connected to the Mandela Effect in several ways. The name change, the famous speech change, and the change in Forrest Gump movie.
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Sally's brother Rick is a lead scientist, and Sally has visited CERN on many occasions. It would not be beyond comprehension for Sally to have witnessed an event or two at CERN, which leads me to a fork in the road. The Mandela Effect is either intentional or unintentional. Now it is believed scientists have opened a gateway from one dimension and have peered into that reality. They realized, though, that our gravity was able to leak through. The concern came with the idea of something leaking back into our reality, which perhaps it did, and thus the change in the timeline. In innocent or reckless pursuit, time may never tell that tale. On the other side of the coin, what if time manipulation can be exacted with devilish precision? Back to our Sally example. Why the removal of the last consonant of her name? Or change her speech in 1985, which now makes very little sense.
And I can't deny the fact that you like me. Right now, you like me.
Remember, you like me? You really, really like me? Our memories are wrong. There is either a server glitch in the Matrix, or someone has crossed the wires in two of our realities with different dimensions. There appears to be an occult underpinning, not only at CERN, but within the region. CERN, a closed facility, but yet scientists in black robes brought out a willing participant who willingly removed her clothes and offered herself up as a sacrifice in front of the CERN Shiva monument in front of the facility. CERN is not denying the event happened, while discounting the event as a prank. This is problematic due to the Gotthard Pass demonic opening ceremony and all the iconography that was used, which harkens back to the rumors about CERN. An alleged Dr. Edward Mantell, a physicist at CERN, who specialized in particle and subatomic research, stated in a leaked suicide note that an event of great magnitude happened on Thursday, January 15th, 2014. That it was a mistake. Was this mistake a fracture in time, or a flow over from another dimension affecting our time-space, space-time? We'll never know. He never existed. Another odd point to the story is the running obituary page on the CERN website, which has some startling entries. There is a correlation here. Something in the background that is operating and accelerating the effects of the Mandela Effect. The number of new discrepancies is mounting week after week. Common knowledge is changing. Understanding of geography, cosmology, Past and historical events, and possibly future events, seem to have been altered, most likely by a machine designed to make microscopic black holes. We have decided to descend down the rabbit hole, to look beyond the velvet curtain and to try to capture a glimpse of the wizard making all of his magic. It is not a simple looking glass. The door has been opened. We have all been affected. Our lives have been changed. For how long, no one knows. What is frightening is that this is just the beginning, the start of the process, the mind screw that we all share. The future will be altered, and there's nothing that we can do about it. What is even more frightening is that our past is also editable. The implications for our existence, changing in fathomable ways, is almost certain. Here are some new things to be aware of. Have you heard of Black Tom Island, the terror attack that damaged the Statue of Liberty in 1916 by so-called German spies? The magnitude of the blast was an astonishing 5.5 on the Richter scale. The blast was so intense it actually damaged the Statue of Liberty. Ever since, the torch has been off limits. Do you vividly remember hearing about that event? Neither have I. History is changing daily. Rennicott Ford, also known as the Great Wall of Sind, is believed to be the world's largest fort, with a circumference of approximately 20 miles. The fort's ramparts have been compared to the Great Wall of China. This is a thing. Now, something else that is new are black Chinese Silkie Chickens. Apparently, Silkie Chickens are black right down to their bones. Speaking of China, do you remember the famous Rainbow Mountains, which is in the Daxana Lion Form Geological Park, or the Rainbow Mountains of Peru? If your eyes aren't playing tricks on you, they will now. Remember the Monopoly Man? Well, he doesn't have a monocle. He never had one. And Mr. T never said, "I pity the fool," on the A-Team. By the way, I cannot find video of Judge Judy using a gavel. It has been reported that in over 5,000 episodes of Judge Judy, she has never used a gavel. And keep an eye out for the new crystal in Star Trek, The Next Generation. It is Captain Picard's new vice. He seems to fiddle with it a lot. Some have also claimed that the Coca-Cola logo has changed. These clues have been left behind for us to follow. We may be very well living in the last days, but not in the traditional way that you've been thinking. We may be on a magical loop, coming to the end and ready to start once again. Only time really knows. My final question is this: if reality can be changed on a mass scale, can it be altered on an individual scale? If you like this video, share it. If you like this content, subscribe. If you want alerts for when new videos are released, hit the alert bell and give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to leave your own memories, grand or small, in the comments below. More communication on this subject and other important phenomenon will be forthcoming in future videos. End communication.